Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cities Skylines. For those of you joining me for the first time ever, my name is Sabouts, and for those of you returning to the channel for another series, I'd like to welcome you back. Now, we're not just going to be playing any regular game of Cities Skylines. I do have a challenge for you guys today, and it is called the Atlantis Challenge. Now, the map was originally created by a YouTuber called Spike Viper. He did the challenge himself on his channel. It looked like a lot of fun. I got to see the video of him introducing and showing off the map, and it looked like the kind of thing that I would really enjoy doing. My channel is all about taking on various challenges and different types of harder difficulty settings, and I always had a hard time finding a way to play Cities Skylines on and making it difficult, because my initial impressions of the game when I played it was that there wasn't a whole lot of difficulty curve there. And I'm talking a steep difficulty curve, because I really enjoy my games that have a lot of difficulty. But finding this challenge I think was really cool, because it looks like a lot of fun, so we're going to go ahead and play it. We'll click on New Game here. Actually, real quickly, just want to make sure my options are good. I had to mess with them earlier, but okay, they look like they're all set and ready to go. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start a new game. And down here at the bottom, we've got two Atlantis V2 maps. And the reason for that is because we've got the one map created by Spike Viper, and then we've got one that I sort of tweaked a little bit. And I'll explain what those changes were, and I'll also explain what the actual Atlantis challenge is once we get into the game. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to call the city name Atlantis, because it's super appropriate, duh. And get going here. So you may be asking yourselves about what is the Atlantis challenge? And that is a wonderful question. Once we get into the game here, I'm going to go ahead and show off how the challenge actually works. And there is something that I want to point out. See, I have turned these off, but they're coming back on me. One thing I do want to point out is that the challenge here is going to be posted down below in the description. That's what I'm trying to say before I'm changing a little chirper here. So if you go down below in the description of my video, you will find a link to Spike Viper's version of the challenge on the Steam Workshop. So if you want to play along, you can. Here is how the challenge works. We currently are on an island in the middle of this map, and an island with no water around it. And there's a particular reason why there is no water around it, and that is because the water is on its way. You can see here in the distance we've got giant walls all the way around us. We are essentially in what is a giant bathtub. Now, all the way along the edges of this map here, there is water spawn points, and they drop water down into the map. As you can probably see where this is going, the water is going to eventually fill up this whole area, and it's going to take our city with it, unless we can do something about it. We have to try and make enough money as fast as we can, so that way we can either build a wall to stop the water, we can try to build up to the top of the mountain where it's going to be safest for longest, or we try to do various crazy things like build to the outside of the wall and try to use terraforming to punch a hole through and drain the water out. And all sorts of other things. We're essentially going to try to break this map to survive. We've got to figure out what we're going to do. It's going to encompass a couple different things. One is going to be trying to build the city as quick as we can. We got to get a high population so we can get lots of money coming in, so that we can handle the problems that are going to come with a map that is ever expanding with water. Another challenge is going to be trying to build to the higher portions of the mountain so that we get a higher sea level and we don't get drowned out so quickly. You can see that the probably earliest part of our city is going to be built down here, but as that is consumed by the water, we're going to have to build higher and higher to try to maintain a cash flow income large enough that we can solve the water issue. The water is going to fill up, and eventually it will take the train out before it takes anything else out, and it'll take this roadway out before it takes out the mountain if we build up higher to the mountain. All sorts of issues to kind of try to tackle and overcome as we try to survive on this Atlantis challenge map. Now, the water is going to start from the outside edges. It's going to work its way in. There's a couple of different changes that I personally made to the map that I changed from Spike Viper's original layout. One of the things that I did change is I did remove some of the water producing things on the outside edges of the wall. The reason I did this is because in my test runs I found that the area filled up with water so quickly it was almost, I mean, it didn't fill up super quick, but it was quicker than I would like. I'd like it to be a longer series, a little bit more of not so much trying to build the city as quick as we can till we drowned. But I want it to be more of like building the city up and trying to come up with a solution, whether it's terraforming our own walls or building, you know, like tsunami breaks or shelters or whatever we got to do to try to overcome the problem that is going to be the rising sea levels. And I wanted to be the series, have the series be a little bit more or less about that and a lot less about a race against the clock. Don't worry. The water level is going to rise. I think by the time I had done my 20-minute test run, the water had reached the shores within about 25 to 30 minutes, which means within the second episode, we're going to be dealing with water. So yeah, that's how quick it was before I removed all of those. It makes a big difference. On top of that, we've got this volcano here. You can see water's already flowing from it. This is going to be our infinite water supply source. It's going to be a place for us to get water for our city because we're not going to have water for a good 25 or so minutes once I unpause the game. And yeah, I think we're ready to go. That opening down there, you don't got to worry about that. That water will not flow backwards out of that. That is the shipping lane area. So if we do want to try to take advantage of shipping lanes and building dockyards and such, that is going to be the area we can do it. Like I said, the train is a lot lower than the bridge, so it's not as usable. Maybe early on, but eventually it will become null and void a lot quicker than anything else in the game. So it's not really practical. If you try to build an economy around the train, you're probably going to be in trouble once the water gets high enough. I imagine that this part of the city here that we're going to construct on this piece of land will be destroyed regardless of what I can do. It's going to be my ability to build up into the higher sea levels and make those last. That'll decide whether or not I win or lose the game. So one more time, I just want to say that if you go down below in the description of the video, you will find a link to the Steam Workshop page for this game. If you guys want to play along, you can feel free to do that. I did modify the map a little bit, but you can still play along because it'll be fun. And basically try to see how high your population can get before you eventually lose. That's kind of a good point. I guess you could say a score indicator for the game. You know, whoever's got the highest population, I don't know. Come join my Discord. Post it in my Discord. I want to see how you guys do. But let's go ahead and get started. Or leave a comment. You can also leave me a comment and let me know how you guys do. Because I love hearing whenever anybody else tries the challenges that I take on. Now, we want to go ahead and unlock all these other roads, and to do that, we're actually going to build about 20, I guess, clicks worth of road. You could call it clicks. 20 sections of road. This, I don't like how this turns out here, and I almost wish that it came off just straight, but I don't have the roadway to be able to do this just yet, so we're going to see if we can try to fix this. Let's go ahead and build this out. Boom, just like that. It unlocks a bunch of roads for us, and we'll just delete this. We do lose a little bit of money doing it that way, but I got to get these roads unlocked. Now, if we go off over into some of these areas here, we got the 6-lane road, which is this here. I've got to figure out how I want to branch these off. I don't think I like these the way they are, and I'm probably just going to destroy these backwards and build them straight off, because with them like this, I got to build my city at this sort of awkward angle, and I don't like it. I like to build it straight out because I know exactly how I like to do my city, and so it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have it like this. So let's back it up just like that, and we'll take these and we can drop it down like so. We'll actually bring this bad boy down here. And we're just going to end up deciding how we actually want to do this. Let me get it back where she's got to be. Oop, there we go. And we'll bring them. We're going to start bringing them down, both of them here. Clearly, I've already forgotten the hotkey for bringing them down within the whole whopping, like, 40 minutes that I've played the game. There we go. Yeah. I knew that. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring... Let me actually redo this. I'll bring it down a little bit easier here. And I'm thinking whatever we can get away with is going to make sense. Can I get it to the ground? Almost. So close. There she is. Okay, it cost me a little bit of money to do it like that, but it's going to be worth it in the end, guys. It really is. You'll see why once I once I get going. You'll see why this makes sense like this. Okay, perfect. So that's just going to be a little bit nicer. First of all, it gives us 6-lane roads here. These are going to be useful just the way that they are. Oh, wait a second. These are one way. What the heck am I doing? Just go ahead. Just go ahead and replace these real quick. It's going to make a lot more sense this way, obviously. Ah, my bad. There we go. See, I upgraded these already to 6-lane. Yeah, we'll upgrade that, actually. This one needs to go the opposite way. Oh, killing me here. Obviously not getting off on a good foot just by going like this here. It's going to be a lot better. Oh my god, I didn't do it again. Imagine all the money we could have if we didn't waste $10,000 trying to set this up. It's going to pay off, I promise you guys. It'll pay off. Okay, we're not building a huge city in the beginning anyways. It's just not, it's not practical for what we need to do, right? It just isn't. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect these actually to the best that we can. Starting by bringing them out in a way that makes sense. Actually, yeah, that's what I want to do. Let me bring them out like this here. That's what I need. Crap. It's tough when you're trying to build backwards the opposite way. I'm sure there's a quicker way to do it. That's what I want there. I want this right about here. A little bit less though. Like that. And we'll go ahead and connect these. Everything's always got to be perfect for me. Let me... Actually, let's do... Close. Let me do... that there. Like that. I'm a little bit happier with that. This has to be somewhat straight for it to work the way I want it to work. Okay, perfect. Nice. That is what I wanted. And we've already hemorrhaged like a ton of money doing it this way, but it's going to make sense once I'm done with it. So just a lot of traffic here because we got a lot of cars in as soon as possible. Now this is going to change up just slightly. We're going to go ahead now and add these, and I'm not entirely worried about what direction they go. This is just to help kind of break up the traffic. We're not going to add anything in this area here, at least not what you guys might think we're going to add just yet. We are going to connect those there. Just gives us this open area. Open area is going to have a purpose, and you'll see what that purpose is here in a minute. But from here, I want to break it up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up doing, let's see, I'm going to end up doing industry off this way, residential off this way, and residential in this area, and we'll do commercial in the center, and probably commercial up here, and break the residential off over here. That'll at least be the initial area of the city. Now, for this, eventually we're going to want to break. We don't want to have a choke hold going on here. We got to break these off though in a way that's going to be functional. But we'll probably come out into this here. Realistically, this is gonna be the most functional. Let me do this. I mean, it's not gonna be that functional. I'm definitely not a Cities Skylines pro. I've seen people who sometimes make just some of the coolest stuff, and that is, I'm gonna be honest with you, that is not me. I'm okay at the game. I want to bust this up in a way that's going to give us the maximum amount of coverage, but a little bit of space in the center, which is what I need. So it's going to be this here. Same for over here. That's actually better. That worked out really good. I do want this open area though, I think. I could get rid of it, right? I think it's just the way that I built that out with that road there. Not going to mess with it too much. This part of the city is going to be underwater a lot quicker than you guys think. Let's just go ahead and expand this just a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, I want to get that nice open area there. And we'll expand this a little bit more. Okay, we're pretty much out of money for now. So this is going to work until we get more money. Can I actually close that off? I'm going to try it. It's going to cost me a little bit more money. But I think it is possible and I would like it more. Yes, okay. Okay, perfect. So this is it here. We're pretty much out of the money that I have to spend for roadways. Let's go ahead and do our zoning. Eventually, these will all get connected, but for now, I'm not too concerned about it. We're going to zone all of this. It's going to be all residential over here. I do want commercial here in the center. I'm going to leave these alone. I'm not going to touch those. This is all commercial right here. Industrial is going to be off over here like so. So there we go. Pretty basic layout. This is ready to expand off this way, just one more row before I eventually build off this way, and then we expand the residential up off into here. Commercial's got the ability to grow off this way. Industry can just fill up this whole block. But like I said, this is gonna be underwater, you know, relatively. I don't want to say quickly, but it definitely ain't gonna be a super town right off the bat. Now, a couple things I do got to do. We got to get the water. We got to get the electricity up and running. What's nice about this layout is that it's pretty efficient for water, I find. Or at least I found in my test run. Because we can just draw it right up here. We can go right up to here. That's going to cover a pretty good amount. Right back and down. And then all we have to do is just one right here in the center. So there we go. And then we just got to run it straight over here and have our water pump up and running. For the water pump, we definitely got to have that in a position that is going to work. So let's, let me unpause the game so we can start getting water flow. So I can make sure this is going to work. Okay, so as soon as the water comes down here, we can get that ready. While we're waiting for that, why don't we get the electricity up? This is actually where we're going to put the pump, and it coincidentally is also a really good area for wind, which is great. And the city's never going to really expand off this way, so we'll go ahead and we'll put this here. It's going to do it'll be able to power the pump for one, so that's going to be a pretty important part of everything. But then we'll go ahead and we'll actually connect that. And we'll be able to power everything else. We're actually going to run it. And what's really nice I find about this too is I can run it right to here, and then we're all set on powering the city. So the only things I have left is just to build the pump and connect it to the water supply, and we'll be all set, and our city's going to be good. So yeah, I probably wasted $10,000 kind of messing with the roads, but you're going to get that every now and again, especially if you're the kind of person that really likes to kind of, I don't know, get everything, you know, the way you envision it to be. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to perfect it all because, again, like I said, it's going to all be underwater here soon enough. So it'll do us no good having it perfect. The pump, I want to make sure I'm within range to be able to get that up. I just need to wait for the water to reach the bottom of the hill. So this is kind of that early game struggle. Everybody's going to be somewhat upset just because we don't have any water, but they'll get there. We'll have lots of building and stuff going up. We'll be set. And this here I actually kept empty. I'll probably end up putting a road here, and I'll put some parks and stuff at some point if I need to increase that happiness. We're not going to do it now because we're very focused on the water, which we can hurry up and get down here. Believe it or not, it's actually overflowing in here, but it stabled out a little bit, which I wasn't expecting. So we got to get this in an area where it's going to produce water, but also where it's going to have power. Does it have power there? I could build one power line if it doesn't. So let's just go ahead and drop her down and connect it up. Like so. And power is done. Or I'm sorry, water. It is close enough to power. That's fantastic. So that's like 2 birds with 1 stone, right? You want to try to get it there like that. You'll have issues if you don't. So sewage is the next thing. You see everybody's already talking about sewage. We've only got $3,000 left. We got to hurry up and deal with the sewage problem before it becomes a problem. The nice thing about sewage is we can build it really close to the windmill here, and we can literally, so we can power it without having to pay a lot of money, and it'll still be downstream. So it works really efficient for this map, and it doesn't cost us a whole lot of money to set up. $440 is fine. Sewage is now dealt with. We've got water, we've got sewage, and we're out of money. So now it's just going to be kind of waiting for the area to grow. We can see lots of houses going in. We're going to hemorrhage a little bit of money here and there off in the beginning. But as all of that grows, it will be perfectly fine. The road is a little bit overkill the way it is, but it's not going to be once the time comes to actually grow this area, and it will grow pretty quickly. Especially if I decide to backfeed off of this and build over on these higher ledges. I may put some stuff over here. I'm not sure yet. I think I might just branch off of this, and I may grow the industrial area this way versus growing it this way. I may reserve all of this, even if I expand it off this way a little bit, I may reserve all of that for commercial and residential and try to grow off into the higher sea level area. So right now I do want to point out, if you look off in the distance, there she is. The water level, it's actually heading up this way, and it's going to reach us, well, we're 21 minutes in, so probably right around the 25-minute mark, what I said earlier. So, and this water is going to go out to meet it. It's already hit this water, this area here, this island. Yeah, she got a little Stonehenge out here, and it's going to probably engulf all of this rather quickly. This area will be one of the first ones to go. This is going to meet up with, there's a little bit of there's a ship out there, actually a crashed ship. They're going to meet up pretty quickly. We've almost hit our positives there, so we'll pull ourselves out of the hole here shortly, which would be nice. There she is. So there's that turnaround that we're always expecting in Cities Skylines, and we've already reached the little hamlet, which is nice. Gives us the taxes, gives us the loan. We can start doing garbage, healthcare, education, and build a few other things. I'm actually going to go ahead and address the tax issue right now. It just makes sense to go ahead and do that. As soon as you get it, and we can actually go to taxes, and we'll increase all of these to 11%, because that seems to be, from everything I've read online, the safe place to put taxes. So we're going to see the cash flow really start hiking up here shortly. 11% is going to be nice, and everybody's going to start being a lot more happier. And we got our $19,000 there, so we'll be able to work on the trash removal and everything. But we will save that for next time, since we are at the end of this episode. So, oh boy, next episode, the water currents will unite out here in the center, and we will start seeing water on the outside edges of our shore very, very quickly, probably within the first couple minutes of the next episode. And we're going to have to address things like education, trash removal, and such, and we're going to have to begin our journey. We're going to connect these roads here so we can help the traffic flow along with the grant money we got, and we're going to grow this out this way so we can start expanding the residential very rapidly up into the higher portion of the hill and try to grow up this way. We're also going to start discussing how we're going to combat the rising water, because it's going to start rising very quickly. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you like this, be sure to leave a like and let me know. Lets me know to make more videos like this, and lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content. So thank you all for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.